Fears are growing that there's a serial killer on the loose in the capital city after a fifth body was discovered yesterday. People living on the streets in Pretoria are being urged to be vigilant and sleep in groups. A high-level team has now been set up to investigate the deaths. Our colleague Khayelihle Khumalo is in the capital city, Khayelihle, tracking developments on that story for us this morning. Well, Khayelihle, we've just heard that that investigation is underway. What's the feeling on the ground?
Well, there's a strong degree of apprehension on the ground. We got an opportunity of speaking to some homeless people, so they were very frank about their daily experiences, given the fact that you have seen this sudden spark. But also, just in terms of the composition of now the specialized task team that has now been formed to try and look and delve into this particular situation. So we're talking about here about criminal psychologists, but also a team of pathologists working hand in hand also with the police forensic unit to try and really establish as to who is behind these killings. But also more interestingly, in terms of the modus operandi, it appears to be very similar in nature when you look at all the 5 bodies that have been found around here in Maclinic, a very affluent suburb here in Pretoria.
Now, you said you've been speaking to some of the homeless people. Their reaction overall in light of these killings?
Well, they're very cautiously optimistic that the team will be able to crack and get to the bottom of all these 5 cases. But also, what is really making this so harder is that now some of them, they tend to go, just not as a group. So hence, there has been a clarion call that has been made by the police that they should be vigilant, they should be sleeping in the group so that they can be able to detect if there is any threat, and the police can be informed timelessly to be able to respond as well. But also more interestingly, we've got an opportunity of speaking to some shelters that are catering for the homeless people. So most of them really, they are under-resourced, but also a very interesting element here is that some of them really, they're talking about funding issues. So there is a dire shortage of funding as well. We spoke to the city of Tshwane. They say for this budget here, they have about 5 million rand to try and cater for the needs of the homeless people around the city. But as you would imagine, that the issue of rapid urbanization, internal and external migration patterns, it appears to be a massive threat.
Yeah, now, very, very briefly, Khayelihle, with this investigation team that's been set up, is there any idea how that investigation is going? Because, I mean, people are now very, very concerned in case there's a serial killer. It's confirmed, in case it's confirmed that there's a serial killer on the loose, because people are wondering, is there one?
At this point, SAPS is not really just giving us more information in terms of if they are making any progress, if they are hot on the heels of anyone, or making any clues in terms of trying to get someone who's behind this. But, from the side of SAPS, Gauteng, they've said that from their side, they will be working around the clock to make sure that they detect and make sure that they bring to book anyone who's behind these particular killings. So there has been a very interesting phrase from Lieutenant General Mawela, who says there's a nocturnal prowler on the loose, and they will work so hard in making sure that they deal with this particular situation, in making sure that they arrest this person who is literally, invading the space of the most vulnerable.
Thank you very much, Khayelihle Khumalo, live to us there from Tshwane, Pretoria.